Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of DC Collectors. Today, I'm going back in the archives a little bit and we're going to review the Kenner Total Justice Hawkman action figure. Now, before we get into this review, if you will, hit that subscribe button and that like button so you can be notified of all my new content. Alright, so here is the Total Justice Hawkman figure. Hawkman was part of Series 1 of the Total Justice action figure line. Now this, if you recall, this is actually the follow-up to the Superpowers line. As far as DC Comics action figures go, Superpowers released 84, 85, 86. Then there was this sort of lull there where we didn't have any toys or action figures from DC Comics except for, a Batman line from the 1989 movie. And then Toy Biz took over and created this little bitty line that was similar to Superpowers, but not really, towards the end of, or like 89 through 90. Then Kenner got the rights back to the DC Comics license, and this is what they put out. Their first wave of Total Justice figures featured Hawkman. Take a look at the box. Here is Hawkman. You can see him. Really nice action figure. Back of the box, as you can tell, just kind of shows you the instructions for how Hawkman actually works, all his gadgets and stuff. And also you get to look at the actual figures in the first wave of this series, which included Despero, a Fractal Armor, Batman, Superman, Hawkman, regular Batman, Darkseid, Aquaman, the Flash, Green Lantern, and Robin. The Aquaman also came in two variations with the little shoulder pad armor there. Alrighty, so look at the bottom of the box. Just gives you kind of a look at the Total Justice logo. With that said, let's open this guy up and let's play with him. Let's take a look at his accessories first. He comes with these things that attach up here on his armor, just like Hawk claws. You can kind of do this number with them, and they just are kind of grabby. Roar! Grabby Hawk claws. They just kind of stick on like so, and we'll put him on in just a second. But first, we want to look at the actual figure himself. Look at the sculpt. Now, the sculpt on these guys was really amazing, especially for this time frame. Actually, this piece comes off, so we'll take it off so you can get a good look at Hawkman without the fractal armor on, or the tech armor, whatever this stuff is called. As you can see, Hawkman's little logo there. This is actually a really nicely sculpted Hawkman. Little knife right here that's not removable. Paint job is okay on these things. Not the greatest, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, there's just some really nice stuff going on. The only downside to these figures were the pre-posed stances these guys had. So you have to really kick this leg back, move this leg forward for him to stand, and even then you probably want to lift this arm just a little bit to give it a little more weight towards the front, and still not standing. There we go. Awesome. You really have to work at it to get these guys standing with those pre-posed legs. Now if you look at the back, the wings move really well, so that's pretty cool. It gives you that, if you really wanted to get into it, that simulation of flight. But I'm really reaching here. But as far as getting back to the paint, I mean, in the sculpt, like I said, sculpt is spot on. Paint is okay. No major issues with the paint here, and the sculpt looks really nice for a figure of this time. Actually, it might be one of the nicer Hawkman figures that I own. I know the Superpowers is really nice, but this one takes the cake as far as sculpt goes, even though the Hawkman from Superpowers is more classic, traditional Hawkman outfit. Alright, so let's take a look at him with his armor on. Of course, this is the chest armor that holds everything together, so it just kind of pops into place over his chest. Take one of these, and as you can see, this little thing right here, this little doodad just snaps on to it, like so. Same thing on this side, and now you have a very, very heavy Hawkman action, or Hawkman thing. I don't even get this. I get it that the kids will like this. I didn't like it because I wasn't a big fan of this fractal gear armor stuff that that was the whole purpose of the line. I wanted the actual classic action figures, and in a line, and maybe build it out further than Superpowers did. But unfortunately, we got that if you take all the armor off. But this is actually, to me, one of my more favorite figures from the Total Justice line. If you take all of this garbage off of him, we'll just take all the armor off, and you have a really nice Hawkman action figure to display on your shelf. Again, I'm partial to this Hawkman. He was one of my favorite figures from this line. So if you can find him, you can readily get him for about $10 on eBay, maybe a little more. The Total Justice figures have slowly been inching up just a hair over the last maybe year to 2 years. All right, so that's it. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button and that like button. Also, you can find me on DCCollectors.com and on social media at DCCollectors on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks.